All right, people, I have another big problem with Monday Night Raw. No Lesnar, no Reigns, no Undertaker. Once again, just like last week, three main guys who are in probably the top three main matches, or at least big matches at WrestleMania, are not there. That's a problem because you can't build up the fucking show. You can't build up WrestleMania if you don't have the people who are in the matches there. You see, you have a match. The main event of Raw, once again, is a match that does not further any storyline, really. It's Dean Ambrose versus Brie Wyatt. It's like, what's that match going to do for us? Not jack shit. So to start off the show, we have a Vince McMahon and Shane promo here. It's alright, decent little promo here. You have Shane going up there talking like, yeah, there's backstage politics and, I'm actually going to push the guys who have talent. And I remember when he came back, he was like, hey, Vince, the ratings are in the shit. The stocks, I believe he said something about the stock or whatever. And, I mean, I like how he's just going out there telling the truth, kind of being the voice of, like, a fan like myself. They're kind of letting him do that. I don't know if that's... I don't know if he's being scripted or it's actually, him actually, saying that unscripted, but I kind of just like how he's going out there and just saying what I kind of feel. And then Vince kind of takes a picture and kind of like smashes it on the ground. It wasn't as effective as of him calling, it was a really good line last week when he said, Shane's no longer my son, but he's a son of a bitch. The smashing of the picture wasn't as effective, but I guess it was alright. So, all in all, decent little promo here. Then we have Owens defeating Neville, which was a good match. A lot of good moves. You had, like, Neville flipping over the top rope, landing on his feet. You had, Neville doing a cool spinning move out the second rope there. So there was some good moves in that match, definitely. So... And then Owens, beats up Neville after the match is over. And then you have Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn comes out to beat up Kevin Owens. So that was cool to see Sami Zayn come out there. Definitely an unexpected moment. So I enjoyed that. So all in all, I'm going to give this whole segment 3.75 out of 5 stars. These are segments we need to see more of. A good match followed by a surprise. I don't know what you call it, return, I guess, to Raw, Sami Zayn there. And then after two, pretty good segments there, we get a shit segment. Summer Rae defeats Brie Bella. Now, Summer Rae, I made a video about her beating Paige, and I said she would not get a fucking push. And 2 weeks passed, she wasn't on Raw. And I'm like, guys, look at that, I'm right. Well, then she comes back this week. She actually fucking tweeted me out. Saying I'm an idiot pretty much. But now she comes back this week and she fucking beats Brie Bella. No, this does not mean she's getting a push. Does not mean she's gonna fucking be the Divas champion next month or anything like that. Trust me, guys. They're just doing this for... She's just like kind of the person who, they're just showing that Brie's losing to a jobber. Like Lana made Brie lose to a jobber. The focus here is on Brie Bella and Lana, not on Summer Rae. So this match was just a bullshit match, a jobber match that nobody cares about. So I'm going to give it 0 out of 5 stars. Just a terrible fucking match with no point whatsoever. Yeah, guys, I really want to see that Brie Bella-Lana feud. That's a very intriguing feud. Then we get the League of Nations defeating Dolph Ziggler, and it's like... Who cares? Who really... I keep saying... I said this about Ziggler. I believe I said it last week. I'm like... Ziggler lost to some jobber. And I'm like... Usually I'll get kind of pissed. But it's like, who cares? Because even if he beat that jobber, it's not like he's going anywhere. People like Ziggler are going to be stuck in the mid-card for the rest of their lives. For the rest of their WWE careers. So there's no point in really gaining any hope for them. And if there is a miracle that he gets pushed, then I guess he gets pushed. But I'm not going to, bet my money on it. I'm not going to, keep hoping he's going to get pushed. I've made that decision. I'm going to expect that he will be in the mid-card forever. And he's not really even in the mid card. He's in like the jobber card. I mean, he's in jobber matches. So yeah, this is just a boring fucking match. Who the fuck cares? I'll give it like a half star out of 5. I mean, look at the League of Jobbers now. 2 months ago they had the title. Now, they're in matches nobody gives a shit about. It's not like anybody gave a shit about Roman Reigns and Sheamus, but at least they were in the main event. Now they're in jobber matches on Raw. Then we have Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch defeating Naomi and Tamina. Another boring fucking match. Just pointless. I mean, do I really have to explain why? I mean, anybody who watched this match or didn't watch it because they were sleeping can understand why it sucked. So, just a boring, short, botch-filled Divas match. 0 out of 5 stars. Then we have New Day defeating Y2 AJ, and actually a good match. Good fucking match. Very, good match here. Some good spots. Cool ending too. Big E catches, Styles and gives them the big ending. Yeah, and I've been calling on Big E like for a long time now, I think, to use more power moves, to showcase his power more, and he's been doing, he did that at the end of the match there, which was very good. So yeah, it was a good match, exciting. And then what happened after? I got some conflicting views on what happened with the heel turn. Chris Jericho turns heel by giving the code breaker 3 times to Styles. I liked it because it was a surprising moment. They just lost, and then they're kind of giving off the idea they're there for each other, whatever. And then Jericho gives him a code breaker, so it's a surprising moment, and you're like, oh shit, that was unexpected. But then after that 1 minute of being surprised wears off, you're like, wait, are they gonna do another Jericho Styles match at WrestleMania? It's like, we just saw this match fucking, 3 times, I think, now? We saw it at the last pay-per-view. We don't need to see it again. Let's have Styles move on to newer, better things. Alright, he doesn't need to face Jericho again. So, I hope we don't see this match. And trust me, I thought it was a good match at the pay-per-view. I think these are 2 good wrestlers, but let's see new things. Let's see something new. We don't need to see this again. So I'll give this segment 3.5 out of 5 stars. Then we have Kalisto defeating Brie. And this is just a fucking sad match. And why do I say it's a sad match? You got Tyler Breeze, one of the, I wouldn't say one of the top NXT stars, but definitely, an above average NXT wrestler there. I thought he was good. I thought he was talented. And you see him in WWE now on the main roster, on the show like once every 2 months, and he's losing to Kalisto. I mean, what a waste. They do a lot of great things in NXT, but then when it comes to the main roster, WWE just fucks it all up. You look at all the guys who were great in NXT, who showcased how great they could be in NXT. Neville, Kevin Owens, Tyler Breeze. Look at them now. They're fucking jobbers. So it's just really sad to see them just waste so much talent. So, yeah, this was just a fucking... And the thing is, this match starts off, and you watch like the first minute of this match, and it's some very entertaining wrestling, very, acrobatic wrestling. I mean, they did more in fucking like 30 seconds than Roman Reigns could do in a 25-minute match, or like a 15-minute promo. I mean, it's sad to see the state that this company is in. So I'm going to give this match 1.25 out of 5 stars because there was some decent little wrestling in there, but I can't give it fucking like a good rating because it was like a 3-minute match. I mean, come on, people. Then we have Ryback defeating Curtis Axel. What's the fucking point? I mean, this is confusing too. You have Ryback who just turned heel, and then he's backstage like giving a babyface advice. He's like telling him how great he is. Like, he's like, yeah, you're small, but you're really good. Like, a very confusing promo there. And then the match sucked. I mean, a fucking just terrible match. 0 out of 5 stars. Fucking match between 2 jobbers nobody likes. Then we get the main event. Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. And just a boring match. And you had, Bray Wyatt and his gang of jobbers pretty much beating up Dean Ambrose. And then Triple H comes out and he's fucking around too long, and then Dean Ambrose gives him the dirty deeds. Not really an entertaining way to end the show. I guess they're going to have a match at Roadblock. I'm going to do a rant probably on this show, Roadblock. Why not just have Fastlane and then do fucking WrestleMania? Why have Roadblock? This totally hinders the development until WrestleMania, because now we're worrying about this other pay-per-view that just fucking comes out of nowhere. Just stick it right there. It's like a bright sunny day, and then all of a sudden you see a fucking tornado. It's like, where the fuck did that come out of? Why is that there? So, fucking pointless fucking ending. And again, you have no Brock, no Roman, no Undertaker. So you can't, it's hard to develop matches when the people aren't there. So there you go, people. There's your Raw review. I'll give the last segment like a star out of 5. I'll give it a half star out of 5, because that main event, it wasn't a fucking legitimate main event. Basically sticking 2 guys in there. It's basically Triple H coming out at the beginning, saying, oh yeah, I'm just going to make a match. Dean Ambrose versus, it's just thrown together. It's just thrown together like that. Like a fucking fruit salad, I guess, just thrown together. So there you go, people. I mean, it wasn't a horrible show, actually. It's just there's so much shit always on this show. It's hard to even, be positive. But, I mean, he did have a good promo to start off the show. Decent promo. Good match there between Owens and Neville. And then a good tag team match for the title there. It's just everything else is just so shitty. It's hard to even take anything positive out of this show. But I'll give it fucking 3.5 out of 10 stars. I guess a mediocre Raw tonight. But I mean, 3 good things, out of what, 9, 10 segments, however many there were. It's not enough to make this show good. So I want to say it's a good show. I want to finally come out on one of these Raw reviews and say, hey guys, it was a good show, but I just can't. There's just too much shit. But there you go, people. You did have 3, above average segments, but still had a lot of shitty ones too. So there you go, people. There's your Raw review.